Welcome back, and once again, thank you for trusting me with your full spoiler movie reviews. That thing I do where I see movies and then I tell you all about them. As always, I am unpaid and unsponsored, but also full spoilers, all the spoilers. If you don't want spoilers, go ahead and scroll away. I won't be offended. Spoilers, scroll if you need to, spoilers. Okay, let's go. Before we even get started, no, there is no threesome with Zendaya. There are no titties. There is no wienering. There are wieners, but not wienering. Because there is an entire group of people that are only going to see this movie because they think there is a three-way. There is not. Not on a sexual level. If a three-way is in fact your sole purpose for going to see Challengers, I do still recommend seeing Challengers. It was an okay movie, but we'll get there. Let me save you $20. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. They have lots of them for free. Oh yeah, still unsponsored. But you wouldn't even be limited to rated R titties. There are titties and POVs and money shots galore. So you don't need to spend $20 to see that. But still go see the movie anyway. So what is Challengers even about? Bear with me here. So 13 years ago, there was a tennis doubles team that go by Fire and Ice. I'm not making it up, and all I can think of is around the time that would have been, Blades of Glory also would have come out. So the team of Fire and Ice. Well, Fire and Ice see Zendaya playing tennis for the first time. It's not her first time, but it's the first time they see her, and she's like badass at it. But she's kind of cocky. And mostly rightfully so, because she's badass at tennis, but there's a lot more that goes into that later. We'll come back to that. So Fire and Ice invite Zendaya to come hang out in their hotel room, and they think they're going to wiener her together. But what's kind of creepy is the fact that they're supposed to be 18, but they also look 25 all at once. Meanwhile, she's supposed to be, I think, 17 or 18. They don't specify, which is really confusing when they have to age up 13 years later, but they still look the same. And I'm not entirely certain what age they're actually supposed to be. They're supposed to be teens, but they look 25. Anyways, they invite her to their hotel room, and they think they're going to wiener her together. So she makes out with them, both at the same time, but then dips, and then they're making out with each other. And that's what you see in the movie. So no three-way. And she goes to leave, and they still really want her phone number, but she's only going to give her phone number to whoever wins in their match against each other tomorrow. And it turns out to be the one that looks and sounds like Alfredo Linguini. So they date for like a year, and then the one that looks like Baby David Spade somehow ends up at her college, and he tells her, oh, he's not in love with you, and he's trying to worm his way into her. He also kind of sort of puts the idea in her head that Alfredo is sleeping around while on tour, but then she's also mad that Alfredo won't take like any coaching lessons from her, and like he's not a member of her fan club. Mostly he is setting boundaries that he doesn't want her interfering with his game, and he wants to be seen as a peer because he also plays tennis just as well. And she doesn't like that. So they break up like right before her big tennis match. And then she's at her big tennis match and she gets her knee blown out. Like she's donezo for good. But she and Richard here blame Alfredo for her getting hurt. It's a few years later. She's just coaching now because she can't play anymore. And she runs into Baby David Spade. And they go have dinner at an Applebee's. It turns out he's still in love with her. And then they have sex in the Applebee's parking lot. So 13 years later, Zendaya is married to Baby David Spade. They have a daughter. And that's where I'm confused because she's supposed to be 31. And she's got a whole kid. But Zendaya is actually, I think she's 25-ish. She looks nowhere near 31. But anyway. Baby David Spade is having a very shit tour this year. And apparently he had a very shit game like the year before last. These two don't talk anymore. Partly because of the whole Zendaya's knee thing. But also I think he knows that they had an affair in Atlanta like a few years beforehand. But anyway, they're doing a Challengers and they're going to end up playing together. And Zendaya is really on David Spade's ass so that he can go into the Open. But Baby David Spade is tired. He is ready to retire. He is fucking done with this. But she basically tells him if he doesn't make it, she's going to divorce him. To the point she snuck into Alfredo Linguini's car and asked him to throw the match so that Baby David Spade would win. And he's like, well, what would I get out of it? And she's like, I don't give a fuck. Like he owes her something. But he tells her, you know, you hate him while he's losing and you're going to be fucking miserable after he retires. And then they have sex in this great big windstorm. I only put a tornado here because wind. And then the next day is the big match, which is how the movie opens. and they play this big ass game, and then they hug and become brothers at the end. And then it like cuts to black. We don't know what happened after that. I mean, technically, Baby David Spade won, but they hugged and they're brothers again because they miss each other. And I'm going to be super honest. I hope he divorced Zendaya because that was the drive in the family. But none of them are good people. Baby David Spade tried to weasel his way into relationships and did. Zendaya kept having affairs between two best friends. And then Alfredo Linguini's big thing is like living in his car and pretending he's poor and all this other stuff when literally he has a whole trust fund. Which didn't make a big difference in the movie, but like, seriously. And then there was a locker room scene where I didn't see not one, not two, but 3 different wieners. And I was not impressed. Also, did you know they make bikini cut underwear for men? Not like a Speedo. Well, maybe like a Speedo, but they're cotton. I've never seen them before. But anyway, my other beef with Linguini is that he stands way too close to people when talking. It looks like he's gonna kiss people. Like he was talking to the hotel room manager, and he's talking to Baby David Spade and Zendaya. You don't know if he's gonna kiss them or if he's going to talk to them, and it gets really uncomfortable like 900% of the time. Please, sir, take 3 steps back. And then there's like this whole scene where he's just standing there and they've got a really weird close-up on his face, especially his lips, and it looks like Blue Steel from Zoolander. There's house music at random times. We used a GoPro chest strap like once, which was weird. Like, if you're gonna use that, cool, but use it multiple times. It was just like in this one little blip of the movie during the tennis match. And then like at another time, we use it like one random time where the camera is the ball, which would have been cool as fuck throughout the movie. And then I have beef with Applebee's. So, you know, they have dinner in the Applebee's, and then they're standing in the parking lot, and that's when they have sex, right? Well, in the Applebee's parking lot, there is a billboard, which is the most shameless advertisement, product placement, whatever you want to call it, I've ever seen, because the billboard is Applebee's, and it says, "See you tomorrow." Fucking shameless. The end. Now, did I like the movie? I mean, it felt like a great big hot gossip session. Like, I feel like I know something about somebody's sex life and who they're having affairs with and all the drama, which I love because I'm nosy as shit. Y'all know this. And if all of this was just like a big argument on Facebook and comments, I would read all 927 of them. Pop some popcorn, maybe mix a cocktail. I'm going to put this like in the same position I would probably put It's Always Sunny, which is a very weird comparison, but hear me out, because nobody in this movie is a good person, but we like to see them do bad things. Does that make sense? But also you had a few weird choices to put in here, so that's going to get stuff off. I'm going to give it like a 6.5 out of 10. Yep, so 6 out of 10. Okay, bye. Just the 3 of us. We can fuck in the parking lot, just the 3 of us. Just the 3 of us at the Applebee's. You know what? They might see me tomorrow, okay? I always love a good buffalo wing.